Hi everybody, I'm Nick Bryan from Brilliant Businesses. I just wanted to do a short video for you to explain the ethos of Brilliant Businesses, how it all came about, how it can help businesses grow, and how it can help you as a potential franchisee and being a Brilliant Businesses director. So, Brilliant Businesses, telling a different kind of story. What does that actually mean? So, I'm a fan of something called Humans of New York. It's a Facebook page and a website, and a gentleman called Brandon Stanton goes out on the streets of New York and sees someone interested and says, "Hey, do you mind if I take a picture of you? And tell me what's going on in your life right now." So he does that, and he publishes that on his website, his Facebook page, and I believe he's got nearly 30 million followers. Now, people are interested in people, and I think that's why it's been so successful. And I wanted to do the same thing with business owners, because as business owners, we're all the same. But we've all got a different story as how we got to where we are. And that's the story that I want with Brilliant Businesses. So I started interviewing people within my BNI group. BNI is a networking group that's global. And in my local one in Tunbridge Wells, I interviewed all my members. There's about 34 of them. And told their stories, put it on Facebook, just like they do on Humans in New York. And they got some really good responses. So I thought, I have something here. So we built a website, we created a business model, and we started interviewing people. And we've interviewed over 450 different business owners to date. And by the way, anyone can set up a Facebook page and create some posts and get some friends and families to like their posts. However, this post that I'm going to share now in this video, you'll see it's a gentleman called Lorenzo Colangelo. He's from Tunbridge Wells. And as you can see, the engagement was amazing. Now, I believe it worked because it wasn't him telling his story, it was someone else telling his story, Brilliant Businesses. And as you can see from the story, the engagement has been fantastic. Now, I knew I was onto something when this happened. As you can see, there's all those likes and those comments and those shares. I don't know any of those people. And that's when I knew I was onto something, and that's when I knew the business model that we were having and that we were growing would work. So, of course, the pandemic hit, and we had to think of a different approach. So I actually launched the podcast to talk about the business owners on the podcast, read out the stories that I've already written about these wonderful people. And then, of course, we were in the heights of the pandemic. What do I do now? And then I thought, well, when the pandemic is over, I'll create a studio, I'll set up a podcast, we'll film the podcast. The business owner comes into the studio, puts the headphones on, and he tells us his story, and we film that. Now, the power in that is tremendous and incredible, because business owners can then use that in their own marketing. They can use it on their own social media channels. I've got a social media business as well, and sometimes it's really hard to find really good content to post on our clients' channels, and for any business to post on their own channels. It's always better when you find someone that someone else has said about you to share, and that's what we do with Brilliant Businesses. So we've got two approaches. We've got the written story. So currently I go out and I interview business owners. I record their story. I go back and I write it for them. I take some shots of them. It goes onto the Brilliant Businesses website, and they pay £300 for a whole year. We then share that on the social media channels every month, which is Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. We've also got Facebook groups we share them through. The client then shares it through their social media, and they've been featured on Brilliant Businesses. That's one approach that we have. The second approach is, of course, the podcast. The podcast can be done anywhere. I visit lots of businesses. I sit in their boardrooms and I interview their staff. I interview the owner of the business. I interview on location at all sorts of different businesses. And we also have a studio that we rent locally. We rent a local Regus building, which is £7 an hour, so it's not very costly. We set the gear up, the business owner comes in, puts the headphones on, and we do the interview through a film just like this. Then what I do is I put that onto YouTube. Now our YouTube channel is growing. People can click on that link and they can view the person who's been speaking. It also goes onto iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Podcasts. There are other podcast channels that goes on as well, for the people to listen to it audio only version. So for that, we charge the business owner £350. It's a one-off fee. That stays on our website forever, but we share that through our social media channel just the once. Now, if they want both of those things, so they've got a profile on the Brilliant Businesses website with their written story, plus the video as well, so people can see them, they can hear them, and they can read about them, and they can go and use their products or services. That is a one-off fee of £500. So they get shared through the social media channels every month, and they get the podcast that they can use in their own marketing. What we also do for our clients is we chop the video up. So the interview starts with me introducing the business owner, asking them about their journey. They explain their journey. When that comes to a natural end, we've got 5 or 6 loaded questions that we can ask them. All this will be taught to you within training as a potential franchisee. Then what we do is we take those 4 or 5 clips, we cut them out the YouTube video, and we blast those through our social media channels as well, monthly, quarterly, however what the agreement is. And obviously the client gets those, and they can share that through their social media channels and on their website and through their marketing. So that's it in a nutshell. That's how Brilliant Businesses works. I hope that's been helpful. If you need any further information, please don't hesitate to give me a call or contact Franchise Supermarket, Franchise Local, all the people that we're working with, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you as a Brilliant Businesses franchisee very soon. Thanks very much.